I arrest you for acting oppressively and when interested and perverting the course of justice. You must stand down. You are now in my custody and under arrest. You are not free to leave. I am extremely angry and extremely determined, and you will be prosecuted, sir. I have no choice but to make this arrest under Section 458 of the Crimes Act, which is my lawful right to do so. Right, who's the highest ranking police officer here?
That'd be me.
Right.
No.
So you're obliged...
No, I'm not.
Excuse me, no. You're obliged. Mr Doss, I arrest you as well for malfeasance of public office and refusing to do your duty. I fear for my safety, given that there are 4 armed criminals...
Just have a seat.
Does this court obey the law, sir? Even just once.
Have a seat.
Welcome back, guys. This court clip feels less like real life and more like a deleted scene from a parody movie. We've got a sovereign citizen in Australia who's back in front of the judge for the 15th time, and instead of learning his lesson, he literally tries to arrest the entire courtroom like he's directing a sequel to Legally Delusional. The man is quoting made-up laws, calling everyone out, and treating the court like it's an improv stage. At this point, I'm convinced he thinks wearing a suit and speaking in legal riddles gives him immunity from reality. How does someone fail this hard this many times and still act like they're winning? Let me know if you think the judge was way too patient here, because this hearing went off the rails fast. Let's dive in.
Mr. Prosecutor, how many police witnesses?
4, Your Honour. There's Miss Quinn, a Gary French, Walker Van, and informant Burbridge.
So 2 police and 2 civilian? Now, Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
In terms of your defence to the matter, what do you say? How many witnesses do you have?
I'll run my case. Well, I'm going to run it, sir. Magistrate Stella Stuthridge has already progressed this matter. On the 13th of December last year.
Mr. Freeman, I've asked you a question.
I don't understand the question, sir. What was that?
How many witnesses do you have?
Witnesses?
Yeah.
I don't need witnesses.
Okay, so you have no witnesses. The purpose of this hearing is to determine how long the contested hearing will take.
Sir, it's not. That's not what Magistrate Stuthridge ruled, and I'm about to give you that information, and so far you suppressed me from giving that information.
This matter is listed for a contest mention. It's running as a contest mention.
Can I speak now, please, sir?
Your question.
On the 13th of December last year, Magistrate Stella Stuthridge identified serious issues I raised, being a serious abuse of process in this matter, an order that was not made according to law, and many counts of fraud and perjury by the applicant. As a result, I've implemented a voir dire that this case cannot proceed until these matters are dealt with. That was upheld by Magistrate Stella Stuthridge, who allocated a hearing, which is now a year later, this one, and she specifically said that Magistrate Cottrell is not to sit on the matter because he was the one that caused the problem, that Magistrate Watkins cannot because he isn't biased, and that you cannot either. And then the registrar, Sam out there at the front, told me 3 weeks ago that you're one of the magistrates that had recused yourself from this matter. And I'm very angry that the registrars couldn't get it right and went and allocated this hearing while you were sitting when it was supposed to be Magistrate David Farram, according to Magistrate Stella Stuthridge. She also stated in the court, on the record, which you need to check, prosecutions are on notice that the hearing will be an application to strike the matter out, nothing else. She said it is booked in for an application to strike the matter out. She specifically told that to Prosecutor Stuart Pritchard. There has been a shocking delay in justice in the past year waiting for my hearing. I've been back to court to try and get it heard sooner, which is a perversion of the course of justice, and I'm not ready to make any more concessions for people. I've been to court 15 times. You would have been the 5th magistrate, but as it's gone around in a circle, the 4th magistrate to sit on this case. This travesty of justice and unlawfulness by Loretta Quinn, by the police and by this court has continued for 2.5 years.
At this point, the only thing this guy hasn't done is try to evict the judge mid-hearing. He's acting like court is some casual debate club where yelling louder makes you legally correct. 15 appearances later and he still doesn't get that you can't just opt out of the law like it's a bad group project. And the wildest part is that he's not even in cuffs, not muted, he's just out here freestyle lawyering like the courtroom is his personal open mic night.
Even during the deaths, my family deaths I had 2 weeks after my sister-in-law dropped dead in front of the 4 kids, you and Evans and Eliades, French and Quinn and their lawyers all got in here and colluded all day long and harassed me for a full day in August. Then you adjourned it to November, and I was hounded and hammered again in the most sadistic way for a full day. And then I still didn't get the matter resolved because this court is still unable to resolve it according to law, which would only take 5 minutes. Now, the crimes that were committed by Loretta Quinn and Magistrate Courtroom took 17 minutes on the court record. It has now taken me 17 months to try and get the law simply upheld and get this matter reversed. And I can assure you I am extremely angry and extremely determined, and I have no more concessions or grace left for anyone involved, and am ready to launch private prosecutions against anyone who breaks the law in the court today. Now, I have the laws that are being broken, sir.
Freeman,
I'm being cut off, yeah? Okay.
Magistrate Stuffridge has made no orders in this matter. The matter is listed for a contest meeting today.
So you're going to railroad me again, okay?
I have no evidence that what you say is correct. So, in terms of not calling any witnesses, it would appear to be a factual argument.
Correct, sir.
I have evidence to give on the stand, sir.
Well, it's a question of factual argument.
I have evidence to give up there to this court. That's my right.
Hey,
Oh, yes, it is today.
Not
It is
today.
my right to a fair hearing. 2.5 years. Well, this needs to go to the
today,
Supreme
Mr.
Court.
Freeman.
Do not adjourn this case, sir. You will be perverting the course of justice, and I will prosecute you.
What's the matter for you? How long will this matter take, Mr. Prosecutor? I would imagine at least a day.
At least a day, Your Honour.
This court has constructive knowledge of perjury being committed. You'll be aiding and abetting that if you proceed. You'll be in breach of Justice Courtroom's rulings in the High Court, Nicholas versus the Queen, 1998, by proceeding in a matter that is an abusive process, where there are other serious matters raised which have been identified by a previous magistrate.
Yeah.
You cannot proceed in this matter by ruling of the High Court of Australia. If you're acting in criminal bias, the magistrate acting oppressively or when interested, I have a right to a fair hearing and I have a right to justice. If I do not get it, this proves that this is not a court of competent jurisdiction and you will be prosecuted, sir. For the Supreme Court and High Court Justices listening to this recording in the future, take note the Magistrate Dunn is not allowing me to have a fair hearing, is obstructing justice and is in breach of the law. So I have an hour allocated for this hearing. I want to get up on that stand and give some evidence.
No, you're not.
At this point, I'm starting to think this courtroom is just his weekly hangout spot. Like, he's not even scared. He's out here giving legal threats like he's reading off a Yelp review for the justice system. And the judge is just sitting there, quietly letting it happen like it's open mic night at the courthouse. I'm not saying they should have tackled him mid-rant, but at the very least, someone should have hit the mute button and handed him a try again next time card.
Okay, well, you're perverting the course of justice. I've had enough of it. You're acting oppressively and when interested, in breach of the Crimes Act.
Are you available on the 5th of February?
No, sir, you have constructive knowledge of crimes committed in this court. You are now aiding and abetting them.
Are you available on the 5th of February?
Peter Dunn, I arrest you for aiding and abetting.
Okay, but
I arrest you for acting oppressively and when interested and perverting the course of justice. You must stand down. You are now in my custody and under arrest. You are not free to leave.
would you just mind asking...
For the Supreme and High Court Justices listening to this recording in future, take note that the magistrate is under arrest for serious crimes committed against me, as have been outlined in numerous hearings and this one. I have no choice but to make this arrest under Section 458 of the Crimes Act, which is my lawful right to do so. This case cannot proceed. Right, who's the highest ranking police officer here?
That'd be me.
Right.
No.
So you're obliged...
No, I'm not.
Excuse me, you're obliged
No.
to
Excuse me
make
for a
the
moment.
arrest.
Just excuse me,
A
Mr.
lawful
Freeman.
arrest has been made.
Mr. Freeman, just
You
excuse me for a
address His
moment.
Honour, please.
5th of February at this court or at Juliet, at this court or at Myrtleford? Well, I need to know now whether it's Myrtleford or is it 5th of February a Myrtleford day? Okay, 5th of February at Myrtleford.
Mr. Doss, I arrest you as well for malfeasance of public office and refusing to do your duty. All right? And your other charges will be added to that. Okay? So for the court record, for the Supreme Court and High Court, just as it is in this recording, you're both under arrest. This matter has stopped. You are not free to leave. You are in my custody. If you leave, you will be escaping lawful custody and resisting arrest. That's the law under Section 458 of the Crimes Act, which I am entitled to enact.
I think that's your
According to the circumstances.
That would be your interpretation of what we
Say what you want. Yeah. All right.
Well, no, but just because you say so, Mr. Freeman, doesn't mean it's right. 5th of February.
Please, then, Constable Sarah Williamson.
Alright, let's break this down because this guy is tossing around legal sections like he just skimmed a law textbook once and thought he was ready for court. He's using sections 4, 5, and 8 like they're some kind of courtroom combo move, like he's about to hit the judge with a legal finisher. But in reality, section 4 just defines words, section 5 explains how crimes work, and section 8 is for people helping criminals, not for judges who didn't let you monologue for 20 minutes. It's like watching someone try to use IKEA instructions to fly a plane. Confident, loud, and one step away from disaster.
It's now your role to
No,
arrest
no.
Mr. Dosser and Mr.
Time to go, Mr. Freeman.
Yeah.
The matter's booked in for a hearing.
This is done, Mr. Freeman. You're
Okay.
excused from
I'll collect my papers. Thank you very much.
Good job.
Absolutely disgusting. Shameful. Now, the paper that you need, a document for the court, sir. I must leave here, according to law.
Well, if you leave it at the front counter, that'll be just...
Okay. Because you are under the Criminal Code Act, Section 83(4), because you are using force and intimidation to interfere with my Australian democratic and political right to have my case
Off you go, Mr. Freeman. Off you go.
I arrest you, sir, and I
Time to
arrest
leave.
you.
If you like.
Time to leave.
Time to leave. Grab your papers and off you go.
So all of you police in the courtroom and magistrate are arrested according to law. This will be taken up in the Supreme Court. I'm now under duress. I fear for my safety, given that there are 4 armed criminals.
Your phone and all your bits and pieces.
4 armed criminals surrounding me in an intimidating manner. I'm under duress.
Off you go.
You'll be receiving your charge sheet summons order.
Honestly, the ending felt less like a court hearing and more like a school play where the lead actor forgot their lines and still took a bow. This guy storms out like he just exposed the entire justice system, but in reality, he just confused everyone and burned through more taxpayer money. And the people cheering is the funniest part. Like, congratulations, you've just watched a man speedrun how not to handle the legal process. In most courts, yelling at the judge, refusing to follow basic instructions, and storming out would have earned you a contempt charge before your chair stopped spinning. But somehow this guy walks off like he's got backstage passes to reality. It's wild. Australian courts must be operating on a different level of chill because anywhere else, he'd already be making phone calls through a plexiglass window. Let me know what you thought about this absolute mess. Was the court too soft or just letting him hang himself with his own nonsense? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more courtroom chaos, hit that like button, subscribe, and stick around. I post daily and there's no shortage of wild cases to break down. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.